I mean,
Okay, let's talk about the children.
Uh-oh.
Let's talk about me.
Uh-oh.
you,
So, you come back from Korea.
yes,
What year?
What year?
came back. Well, I spent the whole year of 1954 in Korea. I went in January, came back in December of 1954. So in a way, I didn't span a couple years. It was all 1 year.
So you go to Korea, you come back. You didn't have any leave though, did you? You didn't come back at all that whole year. You were gone the whole year.
I was gone the whole year.
Wow. That
I was
must,
stationed
did
in.
you talk? I mean, you just had to write letters.
That's right, Bob.
Yeah, we had to write
You
letters.
didn't have
and I-
email?
No, Bob, they didn't have that stuff then.
No email,
No
no way
email?
to communicate, no cell phones, no internet,
No,
No
internet? No
computer.
cell phones?
no cell
You
phones.
wouldn't use the telephone.
So you couldn't even use a telephone.
No, I didn't have a telephone to use. I was,
Where was your first assignment back in the States?
well, let's go to my assignment in Korea. I went to Korea in the same airplane that Al Cain went on. Al Cain and I were at this officer's basic military course in Lackland Air Force Base, and we went across the pond in the same airplane and wound up at Haneda Airport in Tokyo, Japan. Well, the interesting part of that story is that our squadron was located in Nagoya, Japan. Well, to go from Tokyo to Nagoya, we had to do a sleeper train. That was funny. It's really funny when Al Cain talks about that story. We got on the train and sat on the benches, and then came night, and the train was due to arrive at Nagoya, and it was a sleeper, overnight sleep. And the benches transformed into sleeping cots, sleeping beds. Well, you know, the Japanese are small people, and as a consequence, those benches weren't very tall. They were all right for me, you know, but Al Cain got up the next morning and he was stretching all over the place, and to tell that funny story about how he had to sleep as opposed to the way I slept is something else again. I can never repeat it. So we wound up in Nagoya and eventually got to our squadron and got an airplane to go to Korea. Now, Al Cain went to, I believe it was K9, which was, might have been Suwon. I went to K47 up there in Chuchan, Korea, a town that had changed hands 3 times during the war. There wasn't a 2-story building left except the Catholic Church had been started to be rebuilt there. It had been a thriving metropolis at one time, but because of the war was devastated. Now, behind the church, and I think I might have sent you pictures of that in the story, behind the church were 3 graves.
So
They were graves of 3 priests that had been martyred by the Chinese communists when they first invaded Korea in 1950, in July of 1950. And what the rest of that story is that I have a picture of these, standing by these graves, and a picture of the church that was mostly rebuilt on the outside, but not on the inside. And found out after we got to Bellevue at Offutt Air Force Base back in 1968, that those graves were the graves of 3 Columban fathers. And the Columban Father mission house is located here in Bellevue, Nebraska. And talking to one of the Columban fathers, a friend, Father Stanley, he pulled out a page of his history and gave us the names of the 3 priests, and the same picture of those graves that I had taken.
wow.
And funny how life comes around, and you know, it's deja vu all over again.
Can we go play cards now? Pain I had with
Well,
my...
let me tell you about Eric. Now,
Eric.
we were stationed after I got back to the States.
I said, God, I want to do this for my birthday. It's ridiculous.
You got that on tape?
I want to hear that again.
It's ridiculous. Mr. God.
What would you rather do for your birthday?
Well, I'm not sitting here talking like this. I'd rather play some cards. And
So
do
can I
something.
do it later on tonight?
Yeah, sure. Can do it later on.
You might not have enough light.
What would you rather do?
Well, I don't want to do this. That's for damn sure.
What would you want to do?
I don't know.
Let's watch the play.
You want to play cards?
Yes.
Let's go play
Let's go play cards.
Both good.